Hello everyone, I, Piyush Saxena of Jagran Public School, Lucknow, welcome you to SST class. Today, I will teach you a very interesting topic of India, which is India, climate, natural vegetation, and wildlife. In this topic, I will teach you about India's climate, its natural vegetation, and its wildlife. In this chapter, you will learn about the atmospheric conditions that prevail over our country. Why do we wear woolens in December, or why it is hot and uncomfortable in the month of May and June, and why it rains in June and July? The answers to all these questions can be found out by studying about the climate of India. First of all, I would like to tell you the difference between weather and climate. What is weather? It is a state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time. When we say it is hot or cold or sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, and so on, it actually refers to the weather. Weather changes every time. Weather conditions fluctuate very often, even within a day. Now, I will tell you what is climate. Climate refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time, more than 30 years. The climate of a country plays a major role in shaping the lives of its people. For example, the crops they grow, the clothes they wear, and even many of their festivals. Factors determining the climate of India. The climate of a place is determined mainly by its latitude, altitude, position with respect to mountains, distance from the sea, and by winds. Almost all these factors play an important role in the climate of India as a whole and in the climatic variations found in different parts of India. Latitude. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from the Run of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area, whereas all the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate has features of tropical as well as subtropical climates. Altitude. The temperature of a place also depends on its altitude. As one goes from the surface of the earth to higher altitudes, the atmosphere becomes less dense and temperature decreases. The hills are therefore cooler during summers. For example, places located on hills or mountains like Shimla, Srinagar, and Ooty are cooler than places in the plains. Ooty in the Nilgiris is pleasant throughout the year, even though it is relatively close to the equator. Position with respect to mountains. India has lofty mountains known as Himalayas to the north, which have an average height of about 6,000 meters. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. They also force the monsoon winds to shed most of their moisture within the country. It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to Central Asia. Distance from the sea. The seas have a moderating effect on the temperature in the coastal areas. This means that the places which are close to the seas experience less variation in temperature, whereas the places away from the seas experiences a large variation in temperature. This condition is known as continentality, that is, very hot during summers and very cold during winters. For example, Chennai experiences less variation in temperature than Delhi. It is because Chennai lies on the coastal area, whereas Delhi is far away from the seas. Winds. When there is a difference in atmospheric pressure between two regions, air moves from the region of high pressure to the region of lower pressure. This movement of air is known as wind. The monsoon is a seasonal wind which blows in a fixed direction during a particular season. Apart from the monsoonal winds, there are other winds also which affect the climate of India. Winds that blow from the northwest during the winter months, it causes cold waves in northern India. Whereas during summer, hot and dry winds blow over the northern plains of India and causes a marked increase in temperature. Seasons of India. India has four major seasons: summer, winter, advancing monsoon, and retreating monsoon. Let us know about them more. Summer. In India, summer begins from March and continues till May and June. By May, northern and northwestern India are the hottest regions, where the maximum temperature rises above 45 degrees Celsius. These regions also experience a hot, dry, and dusty wind known as Lu, which blows during the day. Winter. The year starts and ends with winter in India. This season generally begins in early December and goes on till the end of February. January is the coldest month of the year. During this time, the average temperature in peninsular India is around 25 degrees Celsius, whereas in the northern plains, the temperature remains between 10 degree to 15 degrees Celsius on an average. Advancing monsoon. From June to September, most of India receives rainfall from the monsoon winds. The duration of the monsoon is between 100 to 120 days. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. Since these winds enter India from the southwest, so they are called the southwest monsoon. Retreating monsoon. The retreating or the withdrawal of the monsoon takes place from north to south. The withdrawal of the monsoon begins in northwestern states of India by early September. By mid October, it withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula. The withdrawal from the southern half of the peninsula is fairly fast. By early December, the monsoon withdraws from the rest of the country. Natural vegetation. By natural vegetation of a place, we mean the plants that grow there in natural conditions. These conditions include the climate and soil. Different regions in India have different climatic conditions and soil types. Based on these, natural vegetation in India can be classified into five major types. First, tropical rainforest. Second, tropical deciduous forest. Third, thorn forest. Fourth, mountain forest. And fifth, tidal forest. Tropical evergreen forest. These are also known as tropical rainforest. They are found in the areas which receive more than 200 cm of rainfall in a year and have a short dry season. These forests are very dense. These trees do not shed their leaves across seasons and hence remain green throughout the year. These trees are tall with broad leaves and form a canopy over the forest. This canopy prevents sunlight from penetrating into the forest and it creates thick layers of undergrowth of creepers and shrubs. The most common trees found here are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, and cinchona. Tropical deciduous forests. These forests are also known as monsoon forests. The trees in these forests shed their leaves for 6 to 8 weeks in a year during the dry season. These forests cover a large part of the country where the annual rainfall is between 100 to 200 centimeter. The trees are shorter and spaced wider than in the rainforest. The trees mostly found here are teak, sal, sandalwood, bamboo, shisham, and mahua. Thorn forest. These forests are normally found in areas that get less than 50 centimeter of annual rainfall, such as Rajasthan, Gujarat, parts of Punjab, Haryana, the drier areas of UP, MP, and the Deccan Plateau. In these forests, the trees are shorter and are less. Thorny bushes and shrubs are found in the drier areas. Their stems are thick and fleshy so that they can store water. They also have thorns instead of leaves in order to prevent loss of water. The trees found in these forests are acacia, babul, khajur, and kikar. Mountain forest. These forests are normally found in the slopes of the Himalayas in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. The trees in these forests change with increasing altitude. While the lower regions have more deciduous trees, the higher slopes have an increased number of coniferous trees. The important trees found in these forests are oak, chestnut, cheed, pine, deodar, spruce, and silver fir. Tidal forest. These are also known as mangrove forest because of the abundance of mangrove trees that grow in these forests. These are normally found along the eastern coast of India in the huge deltas that are created by the rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. The trees of these forests can live in both fresh water and salt water. They have roots that are known as breathing roots. The common tree found in these forests is the Sundari tree, after which the Sundarbans in the Ganga Brahmaputra delta has been named. Importance of forests. Forests are useful in many ways. First, forests play a major part in the carbon cycle by maintaining the natural balance. The trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Second, they bind the soil with their roots and prevent soil erosion as well as control floods. Third, they add to the moisture content in the air and help in rainfall. Fourth, they provide a habitat for a number of species of organisms, animals, trees, etc. Fifth, forests also provide useful products like resins, gums, medicinal plants, fruits, dyes, honey, cellulose, etc. Sixth, forests are the source of timber. We get the hardwood needed to make doors, windows, and furniture from evergreen and deciduous trees. Seventh, from the coniferous trees, we get softwood that is used to make plywood, packing boxes, and matchsticks. They are also used to make paper. Wildlife of India. India has a large variety of wildlife found across the length and breadth of the country. Tiger is the national animal of India. It is normally found in the foothills of the Himalayas as well as the monsoon forests of southern and central India. The Royal Bengal tiger can be found in the Sundarban as well. Elephants are seen commonly in the forests of Assam as well as peninsular India. Asiatic lions are found only in the Gir forest of Gujarat. In the marshy forest of the northern part of West Bengal and Assam, one horned rhino is found. Leopards can be found in forests across India. However, the snow leopard can be found only in the Himalayas. In the Chota Nagpur Plateau and peninsular India, the Indian bison can be seen. Sanctuaries and national parks. Over the years, the wildlife of India has been reduced by a great extent. Criminal activities like hunting, poaching, and deforestation have destroyed the natural habitat of many rare species. The Government of India has set up several national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and bird sanctuaries for saving animals as well as forests. National parks and wildlife sanctuaries refer to a huge area where animals, trees, and plants are preserved in their natural habitat so that they can be protected and studied. India has 103 national parks, 537 wildlife sanctuaries, 18 biosphere reserves, and 50 tiger reserves. Thank you.